as the title says, for FOPDOODLES only. Here we go. Ready? Some dark and darker. Hey, kids, take a seat. Quick and dirty 2-minute adventure. Ready? Hold up. Here we go. The fighter, well-rounded, can equip most items. Sprint ability, minus gear dependent. The wizard, casts powerful spells, wields magical weapons. What sucks about him is his low physical damage, low health. The ranger, quick with the bow, tracks his enemies, sets traps. Limited melee options. Although that's not true, he gets a staff, which you can use with a perk, which is actually really OP. The barbarian, extreme health, expert with two-handed weapons. Weapons, WPNS. They didn't want to type out the whole word there. Slow movement speed, slow attack speed. The cleric, cast healing spells, strong against undead. Slow attack speed, low damage bonus. The rogue, obviously the dopest if you're on this channel, you already know. High movement speed, quick attack speed, moves more silently. Low health. But if you get good gear, you're pretty much unkillable because, you know, like, they're already dead. They're about to do Bard dirty. I made a suggestion that, like, they play the Thunderstruck riff in-game. Like, they patent that. And then he shoots lightning out of the Bard, like, instrument. And then it's like, it zaps them. I would love to see that. Or, like, some healing stuff. That'd be sick. Strength, base damage, and physical health. So if you see strength, you want that for, like, the Barb, the Fighter, and maybe the Cleric if you're going at DPS. Agility is good for the Ranger and the Rogue because it's faster attack speed and you are doing more movements and, like, more bowstrings. Willpower is good for the Cleric and the Wizard because spell power and buff curse duration plus base magic resist. You're going to counter the Fighters and the Barbarians who do a lot of damage. You can negate the damage. Resourcefulness, instant install, item install speed, and weapon item backpack slots. What that means is the Ranger has traps. The Rogue has traps. You can set up traps and set counter plays to the people that you're playing against. It's how fast you interact with doors to open and bait people. It's how fast you open up chests so you can escape and make plays. And then lastly, knowledge, spell casting speed, spells and spell count item identification speed. That means how fast you get loot, and spells how fast you cast, depending on if you're a ranger or not. Next, learn the moves. Pretty easy. Left click, primary attack. Right click, hold. Secondary if available, you can attack, cast spells, and parry. WASD to move, pretty rudimentary. Space is a jump. I like binding it to mouse wheel down because I come from CSGO and Valorant. It's way easier to jump and I can do it pretty seamlessly. 1, 2, 3, 4 is your spells, class slots. What is this? We have an invite from who? What is this? Who the fuck want to invite me? Why can't I get off FOPDOODLES? Rompus. Rompus wants to invite me. Should I play with Rompus? Who are you? Rompanus. Rompanus. Interrupting my tutorial. Ptui. We got inventory, Q and E, sheath weapons. Okay, next. You guys can learn this on your own time. You guys got different keybinds, right? This is important. If you really want to get into this game, this is important. Each weapon has its own moveset and range. Practice and memorize them for your advantage. Ready, chat? Haha, where are we at? We're here. Boom, hi. Yes, I gotta hit the sack, but I'm pretty invested. Dude, have a great night. I appreciate you being here. Be well. Talk to you soon. Have a great night, Mr. Tap. Everyone say good night to Mr. Tap. Appreciate you being here, friend. Great seeing you. Cheers. Peace. The arming sword has 3 motion attack sequences. Holding down the primary attack button will go through the attack sequence until it is interrupted. So basically, hold down your button. Hold down. Rather than click, hold it down. You'll have a sequence that you can see. If the enemy is wielding an arming sword, knowing the sequence can help you evade their attacks. Like, they can't kill you if they can't hit you. Guys, this isn't for FOPDOODLES only. Are you a FOPDOODLE? Become a weapon master. Each weapon has its move, set, and range. Practice and memorize them for your advantage. It's right here for you. Aim for the head. Headshots do extra damage. Attacks the limbs do the least damage. So what would you want to do? You can jump and cut your hitbox so they hit your legs or your arms versus your head. And crouch so your hitbox is cut in half by 50%. Tools of the trade. Utilities increase your odds of survival or winning a battle. Well, you want to prepare. Utility items can be placed in your utility quick slot. You can access utility items by pressing either the 3 or 4. Key to equip the item to your hand. Once the item is equipped in your hand, click the mouse button to use or install the item. If you're a ranger, you can use traps. If you're a cleric or maybe a fighter, I think. I don't remember all the classes. I'm a rogue main. You can throw these bottles and they explode. It's great for cutting off zones. This medikit heals people to full. This campfire gives you your spells back if you're a cleric or a mage. Really good for getting your spells back. These can be thrown if you're a barbarian. Really good for zoning. If you're a rogue. Pro tip right here. If you have a rogue and you throw people, if you throw your torch and you proc your poisons or rupture, they can take damage from your brain fart. What's it called? Torch. This right here, Drunken Ale. You can be a cleric. The cleric has a perk that negates the drunken effect of the beer, but gets the strength. And then you get a Warhammer, and you're just like... You know what I'm talking about? That shit's terrifying when it comes to you. Health pots, OP. Invisibility pots, proc for rogues. If you want ambush, use this. This is OP. If you want a line of sight and drop aggro, use this. Health pots as well, they stack. Because if you use a 15 health one and then a 19 health one, they'll both stack at the same time and 2 times X the healing. Protection potions do not. Use these wisely. Bandages do not. Use these wisely. Use your torch to light up dark areas. Use the mouse right click to throw your torch. Fun fact, if there's a pressure plate around the map, throw the pressure plate on the floor and then get to secret area. Magic. Magic is a powerful but unwieldy force. You'll need both your skills and proper equipment to cast spells. Step 1. Hold down the spell memory key. Skill key. E. To open up your spell radical menu, select the spell by moving the mouse in the direction of the spell and letting go of that skill. You're going to want to press E. E for everyone. EA Sports is in the game. E and then mouse wheel around like up, down, left, right. Step 2. Equip a magic weapon in your hand. What is a magic weapon, you say? Well, we hit OK here, and you go to the merchant, and you go to the alchemist. He'll sell you a staff, a magic book, or look, a crystal sword to sell you magical abilities, which will make you cast spells that much faster. Or you can find them in the dungeons. We go back to FOPDOODLES. Where we at? Play FOPDOODLES. Right here. Step 3. Hold down the mouse right button to charge up your casting gauge. Once the gauge is full, release the button to cast your spells. So the moment that you select a spell and you cast it and it's gone, you should be already pressing E, EA Sports in the game, so that you can be ready for your next spell. And that will set you apart from the okay mages and the great mages, because you are already preparing for your next ability. Like say you want to go into... just for example here, I got my wizard right here. We go to stash. I can explain this really quick. You got your magic missiles. You want to press E and then change to your fireball really quick the moment magic missile is done, not have any delay, and then go right into invisibility, or maybe cast your haste to move to the next room and then cast invisibility so you can pull all the aggro from the room and then go invisible and then have the aggro pulled to the enemies behind you. You know what I'm talking about? So really quick about spells, okay? I hope you're all following me. Hope this makes sense. Drop a follow if this all makes sense. I appreciate you guys being here. This right here is your limit, your cost limit. These are the priority of your spells, okay? Right here are all your spells, different versions, different things you can use for your class. These are the costs right here. 1 cost. I'm going to drop this out really quick right here for the video. 1 cost, 2 costs, 3 costs, 4 costs, 6 costs right here. Chain lightning costs 6. This is a priority. This is my mouse wheel. If I press E, this will come up. If I want this one to be used as well, I would have to change my skills down here. But right now I use meditation because that's a skill for mages that gets their abilities back over time. If you wanted to use both casts, you would just change this out and boom, this one's available. But for my build right now, I just use meditation because I like using these abilities multiple times. So this is the priority of the abilities, and this is your mouse wheel. I press E, this icon will appear in game. If I put a 6 cost weapon, I get 6 out of 20. That's my limit. This number can be increased by having, if I remove my camera, 1 second. If I remove my camera, you will get more. I don't remember what it is. I'm not a mage main, but somewhere in here, I know it is. You get either like knowledge or resourcefulness. You will get spell memory right here. What is this? Your spell memory capacity is based on your knowledge attribute and determines which spells are available to you during the game. It is possible to set your spell memory slot so that the total memory cost of the spells exceeds your memory capacity. In this case, the memory last memorized spells are unable to be cast until your spell memory capacity is increased. So what that means, if I put too many abilities on here, right here, I'm at 21 out of 20, and this magic missile is grayed out. So unless I get more knowledge and more spell memory, I cannot use this, but I can have this equipped. And then when I get more gear in the dungeon, I might be able to use this later in the run. Something to think about. Depending on what order you put these in, when you use meditate, those will get priority first. So if I want fireball to come back first, I'm going to put priority on fireball first. If I want invisibility first, I put invisibility and then maybe fireball second. So whatever your playstyle suits you, you want to put that priority first with the cost limit equaling the total of 20. A well-rounded build that I like to use is Magic Missile for myself, Haste to get escapes, Invisibility for more escapes, Fireball for wave clear, maybe Zap for the ranged mosquitoes and stuff for like one-hit kills. And then up to you guys, you can kind of flex around this. Why? We're only at 15 out of 20, and it gives plenty of versatility. You get 5 casts of each right here and 6 casts of Zap. Chain Lightning is very situational because you can damage yourself, and not many times do I find myself using that. Lightning Strike is like an AoE thing around the map. Pretty cool. Not as much as utility versus the other kits. Try it out, see what works best for you. Slow might be great for team utility if you're in a group of 3 and you slow a mob and you're kiting, or you want to chase down an enemy. Ice Bolt, even though it's on hit, magic damage reduces the total damage and reduces the target movement speed. Move my camera back by 15% for 1 second. It's not too long, not really recommended, but well worth a try. Ignite, we all know how that went last batch. High damage, you can buff yourself as well as buff your teammates' weapons. Light Orb, new buff. You shine this and throw it out, it will reveal rogues. Really underrated. If you're watching this, drop a like for that. If you throw this out and you're a mage, throw this out and you will reveal rogues in 1v1s. I hope this makes sense. So even though I have more points, as I meditate and use this ability, meditation, when you're meditating, you'll see a bar pop up beneath all these, and you'll see that the cast will refresh. And they will be in the order of this: Magic Missile, Haste, Invisibility, Fire, and Zap. In that order, they will regain charges. Okay? That was FOPDOODLE for mages, okay? And that's it. Party up. If you didn't know, you can go to the gathering hall up here and by your region, find groups. I am in the West Coast, so I want to go into West Coast. And look, 13 fighter with a mic, ranger looking for third. There you go. If you're on the East Coast, maybe you want to go to East Coast. If you're in EU Central, go EU Central. If you're in Asia, Singapore, Oceania, Brazil, all your options are right here. Or you can go into player list and search by player class if you're trying to find a certain party, and then kind of go per page and invite people that way. All right, that sums it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this little educational part of my Dark and Darker series. Time to get some gameplay